Mrparka here to do a review. The movie I'm going to be reviewing, I actually got to hang out with the director a little bit at Cinema Wasteland, and he handed it to me. He also directed part of the segment in Faces of Shalak and Book of Lore. But this is Witch's Brew. This is a screener DVD. I don't think it's out yet at all. If it was, I would surely buy it. But anyways, this is a horror comedy film. And I can't help but notice likenesses, even though it is a very much more graphic film than Hocus Pocus. It has a little bit of, it's involving witches, so it kind of reminds me a little bit of Hocus Pocus. Also the fact that it captures that Halloween feel very well, and it has a really great Halloween feel. It also feels like the movie In the Midnight Hour, which is a great film, and of course Street Trash. Now that combination right there should get anyone at least a little interested, because all those movies, as different as they are all great in their own ways. Basically follow two people who make their own beer, Slacker Lager, and what happens is on the way there they run over a black cat who happens to actually be a witch, but they don't know. They take it back and apologize to the Covenant of Witches, and they curse the beer. But they do not believe that the curse is legit. One does, one doesn't, and they argue, but they still deliver a lot of the beer, and his friend Preston continues to deliver the beer against his friend's wishes. What happens here is whoever drinks the beer dies by an ironically silly death. There's some familiar faces in this movie. We got George Stover from, I think it's Blood Massacre, and Faces of Shalak. And
did you eat yet?
Homicide?
If not, this is the worst case of the shits I've ever seen. Hey, asshole. Don't go flicking your boogers on my crime scene.
And also we got Cool Duder, love him or hate him, you know he's in this, and I must say he does do a pretty good job.
Bitches. My man Cosmo, he's got dibs on my sloppy seconds. Ladies see me, the panties drop, just like that. They drop and they don't come back the fuck up.
Well, we'll see you guys tonight then.
He plays a good role. And who else is it? Ruby Larocca, or Larocca, I probably pronounced her name wrong. She's also in Faces of Shalak. She's kind of like a cult queen, and she has all the tattoos. She's gorgeous. And anyways, what you get is a lot of hilarious, silly deaths. And I haven't had this good of a time watching a movie in a very long time. The characters are likable. It's really splatter. It's really gory. It's kind of like a melt movie. There's not that many great melt movies, and this one has melting in it, gore in it. Somebody turns into a werewolf. It's just this hilarious death scenes are throughout. The kill count is high. You're never bored. You're highly entertained throughout. I was actually really impressed with it. I didn't think I would like it this much, but it was a lot funnier than I imagined. A lot of stupid little dirty jokes that are just hilarious. I don't want to spoil too many of the death scenes because they are really hilarious and gory and gooey, and some of them are just hilarious. I mean, some of them are really stupid, like a guy pees on a plant and the plants tie him up. Some lady makes terrible art, so she kind of gets turned into a piece of art. Stuff like that. Kind of stuff that you could call beforehand, a lot of it. But yeah, this movie I also like because I caught myself like, yes, actually clapping afterwards because it goes that little extra step. You know, if you hit somebody in the head with the bat, you're like, cool. But no, they're going to hit him 3 or 4 more times, which I really like. There's also a bartender in the film who doesn't drink. He's like a bald guy. He's kind of got a Bruce Willis thing going on. He's by far the best character in the movie. He's really hilarious. He's really great. And he does an excellent job.
He was a fucking werewolf!
Hey, fat ass, you mind if someone else has some of those?
What did you say?
I said, hey, fat ass, you mind if someone else has some of those?
Say it again! I'll kick your fucking ass!
Try it, big girl, I'll rip your fucking throat out!
Knock it off, you two! You're both out of here! Sit down!
And he's just a hilarious character. He's kind of like that lovable asshole, and he does it really well. And there's a, like I said, the kill count's ridiculous. There's a whole bunch of brohas or bros getting killed, and you know, bros are really stereotypically lame. I know there's probably a lot of cool bros, but you know, come on, I don't really lame most of the time, especially portrayed in film, and they're portrayed hilariously cheap, and they die hilariously cheap deaths. Anyways, I'd really recommend this. You got 4 witches, and they all have their own thing. There's the older one, the couple younger ones, and there's that one big, fat, ugly one with the moles and shit. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it was a little inspired by Hocus Pocus. Definitely street trash, because the beer's getting passed around and people are drinking it and melting. There's a lot of hilarious sequences in here involving boogers. One of the cops has a thing with boogers, and he wipes them on a board, and that plays into the factor. A lot of foreshadowing and a lot of nice shots. So just silly. Somebody's nose will be dripping, cuts of red spray paint. Just, like thought out shots that are really fun. And it's I think it was a lower budget film, and it seems to have high production value. They seem to use their money very well. And there's another character in here I want to mention named Bernie. He's an alcoholic. He's really funny. He's throughout the whole film just being ridiculous. He's a drunk, a lovable drunk. Just, I can't say enough positive things about this film. It's a lot of fun. It's really silly, and it's just a really good time, especially around Halloween. That's Witch's Brew. I'm Mr. Parka. Have a good one. Thank you.
Surprise!
Hey, you better knock it off. My mom's a cop. She finds out about this.